Hey, what's going on, guys? A Crazy Glecker here, bringing you actually a really exciting video. I just noticed now that they got the March car pack up on Forza 6, so I just wanted to do an in-depth review on the pack and tell you, what I think of the cars, and my opinion on if you should buy it if you haven't gotten the car pass, or the best car in the pack that you should use all your money on, or something, you know what I mean? So starting it off here with
this is your 1934 Alfa Romeo P3.
Get what it's called. I believe it is the... Oh yeah, it's called the P3. It's really actually interesting. It's probably the most interesting car of the packs, just because it's really old. I think it's 1930s, and it's just different. I believe Maserati has one of these, Ferrari has one of these. That's all I can think of on the top of my head, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to just take these out onto Daytona. I'm surprised you can't swap anything. It's just the bare bones. You can't put any body mods on it either, which I'm kind of disappointed about. I mean, obviously, in real life, there'd be no way you could modify this car like that. But I mean, it's a video game. You know what I mean? You should probably give us something better than that. Anyways, so this car drives horribly, as you can expect from a car from the 1930s. It's relatively quick, quicker than I thought it was going to be, but obviously it's super light. But man, you could see me fighting it through these corners here, and there's a lot of truth to that, because the tires need to be bigger, and I don't think you can adjust the tire size. I think that we could have had more out of this car. I think this car could have been a lot cooler if they added, body mods, or if they added, engine swaps. That'd be so crazy. It'd be so cool. Imagine the stock car V8 in this thing. Could probably blow it up in real life. But I mean, having something to modify this car with definitely would have made this a lot better. Now, here you can see I tried switching the camera type to cockpit view, but apparently you can't do that in replay mode, which I'm really disappointed about, because it was awesome in the cockpit view. It was a lot of fun. You're in the center of the vehicle. You see those big wheels coming out the sides. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think I might make a video where I get a bunch of my friends and we just race around Daytona or race around Indianapolis in one of these cars, or not one of these cars, but the Maserati, the Ferrari, and this, and just try it out and see how much fun it is, forced cockpit view, and see what that's like, because I feel like that would be a lot of fun. I feel like this car has potential, but the lack of upgrades make it hard to do anything with it. I mean, the best you can get out of it is Indianapolis, or the best you can get out of it is Daytona. It doesn't handle very well at all, and because of the lack of upgrades. I mean, obviously, maybe if you put race tires on it, I'll definitely make another video about these cars, or about this car in particular, this body style, and see if we can, make it like a good track car. Maybe I'll try to make it a, what's it called, where you go through those cones, autocross. I don't know why I blanked on that, but I feel like this would be a good challenge to make it an autocross car. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. The sound this car made was phenomenal, and I really like that. I really like the crazy sounds and the crazy revs. However, the lack of upgrades kind of made it a downer. But I mean, what did you expect from this kind of car? But it does the job, I guess. Moving on to another one of these Daytona prototype cars. I believe it is the Corvette Daytona prototype. Is it Daytona? I feel like it is. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah. So it's the Daytona prototype. version of the...
This is your 2015 Chevrolet number 10 Wayne Taylor Racing Corvette Daytona prototype.
What she said. I think they added this in the game just because of, you know, we have a Ford Daytona prototype, so they obviously have the Ford Chevy rivalry. It looks crazy. I think it looks a lot better than the Ford. I don't know why. I mean, that's no shot at Ford. I love Ford, but I also love Chevy, and I think this car looks really cool. I don't know why they added in another one though. Like, I mean, there was obviously no interest in the other Daytona prototype. And I mean, yay, we have a Daytona prototype, but why do we have two of them? You know what I mean? Like, they aren't very good cars, and like, if you look here, you can barely do anything to it, and if we look even further, you can take the restrictors off, you know? You can, which is interesting, that you can reduce the weight on it, but like, that's it, man. You can't do anything to these cars, and I honestly think that's such a, like, obviously, I don't know, I'm just more into upgrading, making other cars look so much cooler, but in any sense, like, this car is really great, it handles great, it's relatively fun to drive. The sound, I mean, listen to that engine, it's insane. And I think, just like the last car we saw, the D3, or the P3, sorry, I think this car could be a lot of fun racing with, like, you know, having like a little showdown between this car and the Ford Daytona prototype. I think that'd be really like a cool thing to kind of do. But I mean, that's kind of a one-time thing, just like the other car. Like, when else are you going to use this vehicle? Unless you enjoy Daytona prototype races, like, you enjoy all that stuff, you want to race on Daytona, you want to show off the car, like, great, fine to you, but I think a higher percentage of the population would enjoy something better, like, say, the BMW i8, something we've been, you know, wanting in Forza for I don't know how long. So, just, like, I think Forza should keep in mind what we want too. I mean, we're the ones behind the game. So, I think, like, with Forza Horizon 2, I remember people were just getting more and more upset about the car packs. And I think, definitely in this is sort of the same deal. People are just kind of getting fed up. Like, we don't want this stuff, you know? Like, maybe you guys want to see it in the game, and that's great, but we, as a community, don't really enjoy cars like this, say. One car, fine. Two cars, that's you know, it just seems like filler for the car pack, you know what I mean? It seems like they just want to fill it in with one of these, and I don't understand that. I don't get that. Now, moving on to the Ferrari. 488 GTB. I don't know why I'm having trouble remembering these cars' names. But I mean, it's basically just, you know, it's a 458 Italia. You know, like, we have the 458 Speciale, right? We have the 458 Italia, and now we have.
This is your 2015 Ferrari 488 GTB,
which is just another 458 Italia. I don't know why they keep adding in cars like this. It's like they're just trying to fill these car packs with whatever cars they want, and then they're just, you know, setting up for the next generation of Forza. I don't understand why they have to add in cars like this. Like, yeah, great, it's a Ferrari, but when you think about it, like, yeah, obviously a Ferrari 488 GTB would be awesome to have in one of these packs, but, you know, not a pack that has a Daytona prototype. And I feel like we just got kind of ripped off on this one, on this particular car, because I feel like we have this car already. We have two versions of this car already in the game. We have, well, technically three if you count the Team Forza one. And now we have this? I think it's such a waste, especially when you get these cars for free. Like, it just, why? As for upgrades, you saw you couldn't actually engine swap, which I was surprised about. You could drivetrain swap though, which I thought was interesting. Obviously, all-wheel drive on one of these cars would not sort of. I don't know. That's another debate. But yeah, I mean, nonetheless, I was kind of fighting this car, but on the turns you can see there I hit the dirt. But basically, like, if you want a good summary of this car, it handles like the 458 Italia, or the Speciale, or the Team Forza. You know, it handles the exact same as all three of those cars. So, you know, just one of those regular cars that just kind of fill in, which is, it's just so disappointing to see from Forza that, you know, the amount of cars they could have, the amount of different cars they could have had in these packs, or like, you just think, why not? Why wouldn't you want to have, you know, the BMW i8, or what's that new Abarth, the one that's supposed to be like the Miata. I can't think of the name right now, but that car's awesome. That'd be so much fun to have in Forza. You know, something new, something that's not filler like this. I feel like we just need something new, which the next couple cars are absolutely new and absolutely stunning. So the good ones coming up, but this one disappointing. Last car disappointing. Moving on to the Dino, the girl will say it in a second, so I don't know how to pronounce it soon, but the Fiat, man, this car's crazy. This car looks so cool. Look at all the colors you can get it in. Obviously I'm going to choose blue because blue looks the coolest. No, I don't know. I picked blue because it looked cool. But this car, just, wow. It looks like American muscle. What else can I say?
This is your 1969 Fiat Dino 2.4.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was the Dino. It's like the Ferrari Dino. Yeah, it looks great. It honestly, like, look at, you can look inside Forza Vista. Look at all this cool stuff. Honestly, I feel like this was such a great add to the car pack after all those disappointing other ones. Like, you got, you know, a car that we've never seen before in the previous Forzas. It's Fiat, you know, like a car brand that obviously only had one car in the game, two cars in the game. So, no, I just think this is an awesome ad, and I think it's a great piece of history. I know, obviously, the steering wheel is on the left side, so they were gonna bring this over. And, you know, being a Canadian, I don't know why I enjoy Fiat, but I was so happy that they bought Chrysler and brought more Fiats over. I love that Fiat 500. I don't know why. That's just me, but you can see the customization. We got body mods. You know, it's just like a regular American muscle car, basically. You got your engine swaps. Obviously, you can put some V8s in there. That's awesome engines. You know, look at that power. You can get it to, you know, front engine, rear wheel drive. It's just, you know, a car we've been looking for finally. You know, when I saw this car, I was so happy that we finally, you know, like, it's basically like adding another American muscle car that we've never heard of. Basically, well, I don't know what's your guys' knowledge of. I've never heard of this car, but when I took it to the track, actually, I was very surprised. I know, like, American muscle cars, this is an American muscle, let's just point that out now. It's obviously European muscle, but European muscle, that sounds weird. Anyways, so this car is just, it's great. Obviously, when people say American muscles are so good at, you know, sorry, somebody came to my door. I was talking about American muscles, and they're so good at straight line speed, but everybody says they have no handling, and I kind of disagree with that. I think you can make a muscle car handle well, and I think this is like a great case of something that's supposed to be like a muscle car handling well. This car is great. Honestly, I can't even stress that enough. You can engine swap it. You can put on body mods, even if it's just taking off the front and rear end bumper. Like, it's kind of fun. You can play around with this car. Something you can, you know, bring from the ground up. I think it's E-Class starting, and, you know, like, it's nice to have a car that you can just play around with, you know? I feel like a lot of the packs in the past were lacking that, and I think with this car and the next two that are coming up, there's definitely that, you know, that addition of being able to bring this car either from the ground up, play with it, make it a wheelie build, make it a drag build, make it a drift build, you know? You can play with the car instead of just having it, you know, do one thing. Speaking of things that can only do one thing, the Jaguar Racing XJR9, I think that's what it is. Is that what it is? I'm kind of scared. Kind of scared that I'm going to look like an idiot now that I was just talking shit about it. It's just karma getting to me right now.
This is your 1988 Jaguar, number 60 Castrol Jaguar Racing XJR9.
Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Yeah. So, definitely a great car. It's got some awesome history. Ugly, in my opinion. Those exhausts look crazy on the back. Holy shit. But man, look at those I hate when they cover the rear wheels. I think that's so gross. Awesome history though. Awesome history in this car, and I mean that's one of the reasons they put it in. But holy shit, man, this car is just full of filler. Full of cars nobody even dreamed of wanting. Nobody suggested. Nobody wants this car. And I don't understand why they add this car instead of, you know, for the millionth time, the i8. You know, everybody wants that Silvia, that top secret Silvia. Everybody wants the Mines GTR. Like, why would you add this car instead of those cars? Especially when we have the Daytona prototype. We don't need this car. A crazy engine, by the way. But the one thing I can say about this car is that's pretty interesting is that you can go to the PI can actually go to 997. Yes, irritatingly it doesn't go to 998. That's just the way it goes. You can't engine swap. You can, you know, you can upgrade the brakes if you want to. Great. And yeah. So basically, the PI can go to 997. I tried everything. It cannot go to 998, which is extremely frustrating, but. Nonetheless, it obviously handles great. It handles like a P-class car. The sound it makes is so funny. It like not like funny crazy, like funny good. You know, awesome handling car, but like I don't even know what else to say about it. Like, it's a race car. You know, it's meant to race. You know, all the P-class cars. To me, they just handle the same. They're race cars. They're meant to, you know, turn quick. They're meant to, you know, with their race technology. The only thing I find cool about these cars is when they're, you know, pitted against the older generations compared to the newer generations. I think that's pretty cool to watch the racing. Man, I am forgetful today. I don't know what it is about me, but holy shit. I just keep forgetting everything today, but this, it's just disappointing to see. I don't know. I'm at a split decision this far about this car pack. It's got that awesome Fiat. And you know, the Ferrari isn't that bad. I mean, it is just a 458 Italia, but I mean, cars like this just, really? Why? Why do you do this? Moving on to actually one of the more exciting cars in the pack, I thought, is the Mercedes. How about we just wait for the girl to say it, because I clearly cannot say it. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. But relatively ugly car. I do not like those. Well, the car itself's not ugly, but the rims. Holy shit, the rims are gross. Do not like. Well, in my opinion, they're gross. But
this is your 1967 Mercedes-Benz 280 SL.
Oh, that's why I don't remember this. The 280 SL. Just a bunch of numbers. Damn it. Anyway, so this car is actually really interesting. It's a cool car to actually look at. Those rims are disgusting. I'm gonna have to change those right away. But Interesting car. Interesting that's a convertible. I mean, I was like, whoa, seeing a convertible in Forza, like Forza Motorsport, not Forza Horizon. I found it, you know, just kind of a cool car to you know, look at. Just these are the cars we need. You know, starting off in E-Class, I think E-Class, you can build it from the ground up. Now, this was interesting. Look how the hood goes into the front of the car. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, controller batteries are low. That's all right. Moving on to the upgrades here. Honestly, just like the Fiat, it's got a lot to offer. It's an older car, so you can take off the bumpers. You can add the wing. And I think this car would just be great. Obviously, engine swaps. You know, got a pretty good pair of engines there. You can swap it in, all-wheel drive. Obviously, you can turbo or supercharge it, I think. But onto the handling of this car. Oh my god! I know it's only E-Class, but wow, this car was fun to drive. So much fun. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because it's a convertible, but it's comparable to the Miata. It's light, you know, it's quick, like quick enough. Like probably the quickest E-Class car in this pack, which there's 3. And it just listen to that engine, that's crazy. But just this car was a lot of fun to me. It was probably the most fun car to drive in this pack, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. You know, clearly, look how high up it is. Awesome. Definitely, you know, try to make some wheelie builds. Maybe I saw you can add in, you know, crazy amount of horsepower with this car. So, you know, maybe we can play around with that. You know, it's a car with potential instead of one of those just regular racing cars. That's what I love. Cars with the potential, cars you can bring to the ground up. You know, you can design yourself, you can tune yourself, you can, you know, make it a race car instead of something that's already a race car, you know? No, bottom line, this car is great. This car it handles great, looks great, it's fun to drive. Gonna need to change those rims. Other than that, it's just a phenomenal car to drive. I think it's definitely, if you're looking at getting the pack, if you're looking at getting, you know, cars you can bring from the ground up, the Fiat and this so far are top notch. You can definitely, you know, do a lot with these older, you know, 60s cars. Now, last but certainly not least, we have the Opel GT. Yes, that is a name I actually remembered, probably because it's just called the GT. But this car is great. I was so happy to see this car in the game. Once you see it in the Forza Vista view, you'll actually be able to see my favorite part about the car. I believe this car is just a prototype.
This is your 1968 Opel GT.
Because I know the new Opel GT is about to come out. The new concept, sorry, prototype concept. I guess it's sort of the same thing, but yeah, no, I think this car is great. Look how small it is. I guess, you know, look, going up to the car, I bet you the person's height is probably, or the camera's height, I guess, is probably like 6 feet. I'm 6'1", so this car is small, but you know, awesome. You know, for a European car, obviously Opel being European, that is my favorite feature. Look at those lights. Look at that. That is insane. How they turn like that. I don't know why I love that so much. I love that. Anyways, just, you know, awesome for, you know, the small city streets in Europe, but it has no trunk though, which I was surprised. Or I don't know if it doesn't have a trunk or if you just can't see it in the Forza Vista, but I thought that was extremely interesting. Clearly this car was just meant for racing. You know, pretty cool engine there. You don't get to see the Opel very much. Actually, this is the only second car of Opel, and they're both DLC, so Opel is definitely a small company, and not in real life, I'm just talking about it in Forza. Interesting car, definitely one of the more interesting cars, and one of the cars I actually was excited to see, that I actually, you know, wanted to see in Forza. Obviously, just like the other older 60s cars, you can take off the bumpers, you can add the wing, I don't know why they have that wing. Anyways, just oh, sorry boys, girls. Just kind of yawning there, but anyways, look at those engines you can put inside. Awesome. Obviously all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, and I don't think you'd feel guilty about putting an all-wheel drive on one of these cars. I mean, it is European. I don't know. Back to the racing. I think this car has extreme potential to be an awesome autocross car. I don't know what it is. It's actually, it's very slow. I don't know why. It's the slowest out of the 3 E-Class cars. And but for some reason, the handling, it was, you know, unfightable. You didn't fight any aspect of the car. There was no oversteer. There was barely any understeer. And just a great car to race in. Obviously that engine sounds crazy, but just a slow car. But I mean, if you have the horsepower to make it insane, I don't know if that would wreck the damn, I'm forgetful today. Oh, I don't know if that would wreck the handling, but you could definitely play around with it. I think I'm definitely going to upload a video about the autocross and an autocross build. I actually, you know, liked making this video a lot. I like making, you know, pack reviews. I have a Porsche pack review that I will link in the description down below, as well as a modern hypercar review in Forza 6, both Forza 6 videos. That I'll link in the description down below for you guys. And I just, yeah, you know, basically, this is, you know, the March car pack. I think out of all the cars, the Opel, the Mercedes, and the Fiat are my 3 favorites. With the P3, the Alfa Romeo P3 coming in a close second, but I love these older cars. It was more of a classic car pack, you know, with the exception of the Daytona prototype and the 458 Italia lookalike, the 488 GTB. I think this car was more of a classical look. I mean, there's 3 cars straight from the 1960s, so 1 car from the 30s. You know, it's an okay pack. If you're looking at cars from the 60s that you know you're tired of the old cars that are in Forza now and you want to change it up, I think this pack's for you. But if you get really irritated at the race cars, at the fillers, you know, the fillers in the car pack, I think this one's one to skip. Especially with the Porsche pack coming out, save your money and just get the Porsche pack, honestly. It has a bit of everything. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more pack reviews like this. I know with Forza Horizon 3 coming around in September, that'd be, you know, I'll definitely be on the ball with that game since I arrived in Forza 6 late. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and I will definitely catch you guys next time.